Thank you, and welcome to the 100th edition of Rare Hot Wheels. Now, in this edition, we're going to take a look at a couple of stories, and they're going to cover 8 vehicles. So we're going to have a little look into a bit of history. And the first story started with me rummaging around on eBay, looking for some play-worn Redlines and Blackwalls to add to my collection. And this is how it goes.
I don't know about you, but I tend to spend an awful lot of my time trawling around eBay, looking for new additions and new things to add to my collection. And for the most part, I'm looking for Redlines and Blackwalls. And so it was the case back in August. There I was, rummaging around on eBay, and I came across 3 late model Redlines for sale in enamel paints. A Corvette, a Swinging Wing, and a Sand Drifter. So I got the bids in, and quite amazingly, I won the whole lot of them for £6.50, which is about $9. And I sat back and I waited for them to arrive. And duly 3 nice castings arrive. Yes, play-worn, a few scratches and knocks, but very, very nice. And I did a bit of research on them, and with looking at one of them, a little bit of confusion crept in, and I couldn't find a lot of information on it, and that's this one. Swinging Wing. Swinging Wing debuted in 1970. And was designed by Ira Guilford, and for that year of 1970 all the cars were in Spectraflame. In 1973 it was re-released as a shell promo in various enamel colours, but none were yellow with these style tampos and a plastic base. So I had a little bit of a mystery on my hands. To my surprise, a couple of weeks later we went to a car boot sale and I found another 2. Admittedly, these been overpainted in silver paint, but nonetheless I found another 2 Redlines for the princely sum of £1. So now I had 3. Shortly afterwards I discovered that these Redlines had been sold in 1980, some 3 or 4 years after production had ceased, and Mattel had gone over to Blackwall cars. And that was when I found out about the Wisconsin Toy Company. The Wisconsin Toy Company was founded as a wholesale toy company by Jack Cohen in Milwaukee, and after the Second World War, Jack and his son Philip travelled all over Wisconsin in a station wagon loaded with samples of their toys. In 1958 a local union had gone on strike, and the Cohens were approached to sell toys to members of the union at a good price. So they opened a couple of stores for a couple of weeks and business was good. To keep prices low, they specialised in selling overstock and liquidated products.
So, spin on a couple of years, and this is where Mattel joined the story. And in around about 1973 or 1974, Mattel entered a deal with a company that makes soaps and toothpastes and things like that. And the deal was to supply cars to be given away as freebies with bars of soap or tubes of toothpaste. However, later in that year, the deal fell through, and all the cars that got made got put away into storage. Spin on again till 1980, and the Wisconsin Toy Company, with their history of buying up liquidated and old stock and surplus stock, bought all of the old cars, all of the Redlines, and they put them in their own packaging.
And so the Redlines Out of Time were born. And from the box I left you to ponder on, here they are. Well, at least 3 of them in baggies anyway. The 4th one is the Swinging Wing, which is loose unfortunately, but I do have 3 of them. However, there is a 5th one, and that is a Buzz Off with a beetle pattern on the top, but apparently they are almost impossible to come by, though I am still looking. And so here they are, and the first one is the one that started all this off for me, Swinging Wing. Swinging Wing was introduced originally in 1970 and was designed by Ira Guilford. Then in 1973 another release was made for Shell as a promo, and these feature just plain enamel paint. Then there's this one, released in 1980, though made in 1974 I believe, from the Wisconsin Toy Company. The second is Howard Reese's June Daddy, sadly lacking its windshield in the Wisconsin release. The original release was made in 1975, with this Wisconsin one coming from 1980 like all the rest. Number 3 is the custom Volkswagen. Introduced in 1968 in the original Sweet 16, the design was a collaboration between Ira Guilford and Harry Bradley. And the final Wisconsin car is this Warpath. Warpath was designed by Paul Tam and released in 1975. The fifth version is called Buzz Off and is very similar to this. It's dark blue but has a Beetle tempo on it, similar to the Gold Edition, and I'm still looking for one. So there you have it, Wisconsin Toy Company with the red lines, out of time.
So that now brings me on to part 2 of the video, and what is in these boxes. All 4 of them. 2, 3, 4 of the little ones. And the one big one, well, biggish anyway. So, what is it? I hear you ask. Well, let's open them up and have a look. So, what's in the big box? Let's have a look. Hopefully this is going to be quite easy to unpack. There, Boyd Coddington. Custom rods by the man, who sadly departed this earth in 2008. I'm trying to be very careful getting this out of here. What do we have? We have with an elastic band. Looks like it's never been out of here. And we have this, a 2-year limited warranty. This is from like 1997. So what we have is a Boyd Coddington's display case. I'm not going to open it any farther than that. It's wrapped in cling film and I don't want to break the seal. So let's pop it back in. So as a fact that now you know there's a display case for Boyd Coddington stuff, kind of guessing, you know, come on, come back in, got a good idea what's in the little boxes, but do you? Right then, let's slide you back in there, let's seal it away, put it back in the big box. So, Boyd Coddington, the man, legendary hot rod designer, comes out of Hot Rods by Boyd, and set up a business back in the 80s making hot rods, high line hot rods for many stars, and people like ZZ Tops and many others had their cars made by him. So let's have a look at the individual cars and see what we've got. Car number 1, I have to clear some space for these. Car number 1 is, and it comes with a certificate of authenticity. There. Each one of these cars has got one of these. I'm going to put it back in the box so I don't get them mixed up. And in this box we have, what have we got there? We have a wonderful, a very heavy Cadzilla. Let's get these out in the order I need them in. So that's Cadzilla. Box number 2. There, where I can't get in the way. Box number 2. What is in box number 2? A swig of me coffee. Which is actually more like a frappe because it's cold. Box number 2 contains a certificate of authenticity inside. Down there, oh no, pop it on my lap. Take it out, And oops, that's one there. And we have Shazoon. I'll be very careful with these things because there aren't many of them about. Car number 3. What's car number 3? Cadzilla was built for Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top. Shazoon was built for the guy in charge of Mr. Gasket, and his name escapes me at the moment. Again, inside we have certificate of authenticity, and what do we have here? Oh yes, this is very fragile. We have the Verne Luce Coupe, or Coupe to Americans. And finally, in box number 3, we have box number 4 even. You can tell us late in the day, my counting has gone wrong. Box number 4 we have more polystyrene. Certificate of authenticity popping out there, as you do. And then this one we have, there's the bottom, here's the top. Boyd's Smoothster 37 Ford. So let's pop that on there. Nice bright bunch of colours they are too. And I'll sign off from sitting in front of the camera and go behind it so you can have a look at these little things.
So here we have Cadzilla, Shazoon, the Verne Luce Coupe, and Smoothster. 4 of the nicest hot rods to come out of Hot Rods by Boyd. And here they are in their fine glory. Look at that paint, it's fantastic. Designed by Jack Chisenhall and Larry Erickson and built by Boyd, Cadzilla, spelt with 2 Z's for ZZ Top, was unveiled in 1989 and was built for Billy Gibbons of the band ZZ Top. It's based on a 1948 Series 62 Cadillac Sedonette, and what a machine they created. 30 years old this year, Cadzilla still looks the ultimate lead sled. It was released in 1996 by Hot Wheels in a one-off release in that year for this very set. Shazoon has got to be one of the most radical 57 Chevys ever made. This crazy custom car was designed by Tom Taylor. If I remember correctly, Shazoon was built for Joe Harudka of, I believe, Mr. Gasket, who was also a friend of Boyd. And this beautiful machine was unveiled at the 1992 SEMA show in Las Vegas. This version was the initial Hot Wheels release, and it has only been released 4 more times since. What an awesome diecast. Verne Luce, or Luce, I have no idea how to pronounce it, was the owner of a lollipop factory in Newport Beach, California, and he had a garage full of hot rods. The coupe was completely scratch built and featured a 289 small block Ford, and you really need to look this thing up to get all the details on it. The initial Hot Wheels release was in 1996 in this set, and was designed by Boyd himself, Mr. Coddington. And finally we have this, Boyd's Smoothster, based on a 37 Ford convertible. again completely scratch built. Smoothster took the Most Beautiful Roadster award at the Oakland Roadster Show in 1995, and in 1996 Hot Wheels made it available to all of us in this limited edition set. The Smoothster casting was only used twice more since then, and that was in 2001 and 2002. Well folks, that's all for now, and I really hope you enjoyed looking at these really rare castings. I say thank you for watching, and check back soon to have a look at these from Melco number 5. Take care and see you all soon.